You probably clicked on this video because you're either ready or preparing to enter one of the most exciting times of your life, and that is buying a home. Now, the video that I had before the one that you're watching right now was a classic how to buy a home video. And there's thousands of those already on YouTube, and frankly, I just didn't want to make one of those. But what I did want to make was how to get the best deal when buying a house. Ooh, child, listen. My name is Camo. I'm a real estate broker here in the Charlotte area, and whether it's your first time buying a home or your 100th time, there's three things that you always want, and that's the best home in the best area for the most affordable price. And if you want to get exclusive early access to all of those houses that check all three boxes, all of my contact information is in the description below. I know a thing or two about getting a good deal because my first 3 years in this business, I worked for two investors strictly. And all they cared about was keeping the acquisition costs low and making sure that they can sell for a high profit in the end. And in one of those years, I saved them over $500,000. So after that, I thought, why not do this for traditional buyers? So that's exactly what I'm doing now. So let's talk about the first way to get a great deal on a home, and that is by making money when you buy. I'll tell you a story to drive this point home. Let's say that somebody finds their dream home and they get into a bidding war and they end up paying way over asking price. Now they live in the home for a couple of years and it's time to sell. They're all excited because they are expecting to get a big fat paycheck into their bank. But as the house is listed, it sits on the market, they've done multiple price drops, now they're just hoping to break even. So as the house continues to sit on the market, they're getting frustrated, discouraged, and stuck in a bad spot. And it's all because they forgot the most important thing, and that is a house is only worth what somebody else is willing to pay for it. With that said, whether it's a buy and flip, a buy and hold, or a house for you to raise your family in, it's very important to make your money when you buy. So then when life happens and you gotta pick up and move quick, you already eliminated all of the stress and you actually do get to enjoy that big paycheck into your bank account. The second way to get a great deal on a house is by using leverage. And leverage is one of the most potent negotiation tactics in all of real estate. What is leverage? Leverage is what you get after you receive the inspection report back and you see all the things that are wrong with the home. Now, I know what you're thinking, you don't want anything to be wrong with the house that you're buying. But after I explain how that can actually work in your favor, you will start encouraging all the things to be wrong with the home. When it comes to the bigger ticket items like the roof or the foundation, you'll definitely want the seller to take care of those things. But when it comes to cosmetic items, we actually don't want the seller to fix those because we can use the cost of those and take it right off the price of the home, which will ultimately lower your monthly payment and keep more money into your pocket. And when I told you earlier that I saved those two investors over $500,000, it was all by using leverage to lower the purchase price. And the beautiful thing about leverage is that it's factual. The sellers can't argue it, and they're much more inclined to lower the purchase price because it's right there in the inspection report. The next thing on the list are opportunity areas. And an opportunity area is somewhere that isn't fully developed yet, but is hot on everybody's radar. If you buy a home in an area that is fully developed, you're buying a home at the price that it's more than likely gonna stay at. It will definitely rise a little bit year over year, but not as much as it would be if it's inside of the opportunity areas. Nobody wants to live in an area with one gas station or one stoplight, but there are hidden areas around Charlotte that are just now starting to develop. And by staking your place early in these developing areas, you get to enjoy the ride, and all you gotta do is sit back, relax, and watch as your home increases in value without you having to do a single thing to it. And I've done this for multiple clients around the Charlotte area where I take them to somewhere that wasn't on their radar or someplace that they didn't even know existed. And once they see what is coming in the near future or what it looks like right now, it ends up becoming their #1 spot. So now they're in their desired location and they get to ride the appreciation wave all the way out. And finally, let's talk about off-market properties. When I was working for those two investors, they had me searching day and night for off markets. And the reason why investors love them so much is because they come at deep discounts. Think of an off-market property as like having a coupon for a home. And I actually come across off-market properties very often. When I call unsuspecting sellers saying that I have a serious interested buyer in their home, people start to listen. Because if a seller can skip going through all the steps that it takes to list your home, they'd rather just skip right to the good part, which is what we do when we call off-market properties. Thank you so much for watching, and to be sure to get a great deal on the next home you buy, all of my contact information is in the description below. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys next week.